Hello there, welcome to this video on finding and pushing a natural limit. This philosophy is the most important, I would say, thing that you can do at and away from the piano. The basic idea is that whatever it happens to be, I'm going to give some examples that you need to master and get very fluent at. Whatever that is, you find the quickest speed that you can do it with a metronome. And they're available everywhere for free, or use the one if you have it built in on your keyboard. You want to be able to push it by about 10 beats per minute once you can do the thing at least 3 or 4 times confidently. And I also recommend doing it with your eyes closed, whatever it happens to be. So let me give you an example of what you can apply it to, the most important things, and then applying it maybe to some repertoire parts that you're dealing with. And I'll give some away from the piano examples as well. So the first thing you want to be able to do is major scales. And you can do it with the left hand and the right hand. So you can do it with one finger, just to confirm that you know the shape of the scale, or do it with your natural fingering, whatever happens to be. So the general idea is that unfortunately, if I press the metronome on here, it kills the signal to the computer. So just imagine about 100 beats per minute, just a bit less than 2 per second. And that is simply it. You turn it on and you just identify at what speed you can comfortably play up and down a scale, but try to go up chromatically to get every major scale in, and just see at what tempo you can do that. You'll be surprised how quickly you can push up that tempo by 10, by 10, by 10, by 10. It's not as difficult as you might think. So the first thing is to apply it to major scales. Up and down, little personalised exercises like jumping like this is quite a fun one to do. We'll go to D flat, do it up in D flat, D, etc. Going up the scales, doing it with both hands if you want to, at least the right hand. And it's just really enjoyable to just see on a chart that you simply write down, how fast can I do it today? How fast can I do it today? You'll go up to, you want to do this until you don't need the metronome anymore. So we're not saying do it metronomically and play like a metronome, all very straight and dry. No. This is just a tool to push you to about 180 beats per minute for whatever the technical exercise or thing happens to be, and then you don't need it anymore because you've proved to yourself that you can do it. So the first thing is to get it down with all major scales and just try to go up all the scales, without thinking. The next thing is to get your primary chords out of the way, so at least majors and minor triads. And the simple with both hands. The best exercise for this is to what I call the pinky bounce, thumb bounce in the right hand, but a bounce. You're just doing this, and just see at what tempo you can chromatically go up the chord. You might do it in the cycle of fourths as well, if you want to challenge yourself. So you go to F, then you'll see B flat, E flat, and just see how far you can do it until you just don't need the metronome anymore. You just fly around it without even thinking about it like this, because you just know it, you've internalized it. This is not something that's taken me 25 years. I could do this very early on. So don't think that, you're saying that because you've been playing for decades. No, that's not the point. I could do this within months of starting the piano because I understood very early on about the numbers. Everything is major scales and it's all finger dependence. And I was using my internal piano away from the piano for this as well, without realizing that I was creating a whole philosophy that I'd be using, by that time, about 15 years later. So that's the thing. So you're going to get your majors and minors down in this way. And again, you're going to see an improvement in hours even. So when you come back to it the next day, you'll be even faster. You can start faster, and you won't believe how quickly this will come. And you're naturally getting a nice workout by doing it as well. So majors and minors, and then put your dominant sevens in, your flat sevens. Same kind of logic, natural fingering. Just go up chromatically or go around the cycle of fourths at whatever speed you want to go at, whatever speed you can go at. Push. Then put your major sevens in. Just nice bouncing. That's it. That's what you need to do. On the chords, you can do any chords you want. The whole diminished, half diminished, sus chords, fancy chords, all the 13 stuff, anything you want, your choice. But at least get those majors and minor sevens. Minor sevens, I didn't say. Let's get minor 7 shapes down as well. and descending as well. It doesn't matter what order you go in. And like I said, you can do it in the cycle of fourths. So this is not like cheating muscle memory just because I've done it 1,000 times. No, it doesn't matter what. You can even have somebody shout out keys and try and do it like with a new key every like 2 seconds. So A flat, D flat, G, and just land on it. D, just land on it like that. Personalize, personalize, personalize. Another thing about chords, of course, is arpeggios. You can try those with the metronome as well. Just maybe put like 2 notes per click, put it at about 100 or so, and just see if you can, get 2 octaves out of an arpeggio. And then eventually you'll just be surprised how quickly it will come. And then eventually you just won't need the arpeggio because you can just do it naturally with both hands. It doesn't matter. So that's that. Then the best exercise, the best technical exercise, which I always talk about, you might know what I'm going to say, the butterfly. It's where you start on notes which give you a symmetrical pattern when you walk away from them. So C and E is good, the A flats are good, but don't be too far apart. You can, F and B, because they give you the same pattern on the way out, you see. So starting on C and E, you're just alternating to each finger's natural limit. You're not pushing it like stupidly, like, I can reach here. You're never going to play that. You'll use a ring finger, So just go to a natural, comfortable limit, like a C, maybe like that, C and E. And just do this with the metronome, with your eyes closed. So that's the thumb and the index, and you'll do it with thumb and middle fingers. You might go a bit further, comfortably. Do that with the metronome until you can just do it, with any fingers and not even think about the timing. Because you don't need you're doing it so fast, you couldn't even use a metronome, So that's really, and then you'll put another finger on it. So the index finger will be next, and you'll alternate the index finger with the fingers next to that as well. You see, I've done this a million times. Comes quite easily, but it'll come easily for you too. This is as I always say, mastering the piano, mastering a lot of these techniques takes hours and days, or days and weeks. It's not months and years. It really isn't. Not when you break it down, do it slowly, and push that natural limit. Not at all. So that's good for the major scales and chords, the technical exercise. And then when it comes to phrases, I can give you one example. When I was learning Liebestraum, the list piece, there's a little part in it where it goes up like this, blah, blah, blah. That took me a long time to get down. So I applied this philosophy to myself. So I'm just going to show you the basic pattern. It's this, and you just kind of do that with another shape in the middle, and just climb up like that. But this took me a very long time. So I had my eyes closed, had the metronome down at like 80, and I was just getting used to that feeling. And slowly, and then when you move to the next shape, that's just getting used to that. Coming up here, I can just remember doing all this, I don't know, for like 20 minutes, half an hour, pushing the metronome, another 10, right, I can do it at 10, I can do it, and just go up and up and up. And then eventually you don't need to think about it. So I apply it for myself as well. Now, away from the piano, I won't make this too long because it's talking more than playing. You want to be able to do the same thing in your mind away from the piano, especially with major scales. I've done this with a couple of people face to face. You put the stopwatch on, and I say, right, go, key of C, go. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and you see it in your mind. And even doing it backwards, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. Jump to a next key, F, blah, 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 and you'll just, honestly, and one particular chap I did it with, in the beginning, it's all noted down. Maybe one day this will be shared. Don't know if he's watching this video, but I'd like to share it at some point. In the beginning, some of the scales took a minute to do, like the rare ones, like B, the less used ones, B or F sharp, ones he wasn't familiar with. And then, I don't know, within 2 weeks, they were all under, 15 seconds, 10 seconds. Some of them were 5 seconds, because he could just say them instantly, like E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D. So it was done within 5 seconds. Whereas in the beginning, it might have taken 30 seconds or 40 seconds. So it is possible. Do the same thing with chords. You can do the same thing with chord progressions when you're trying to learn pieces, in jazz especially. So just think about Fly Me to the Moon. We all know it's 6, 2, 5, 1, 4, blah, blah, blah. But do it in different keys. So let's do it in the key of A flat, for example. You'll go, okay, 6, 2, 5, 1. How quickly can you say that in the key of A flat? With the metronome on, saying a chord, like on, if every 2 beats, click, 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 and you say a chord, like, so that'd be, so 6-2-5-1 in the key of A flat, so it'd be F, click, B flat, click, or say it's called type, F minor 7, click, B flat minor 7, click, E flat 7, click, A flat major 7, click, upper 4, D flat major 7. Do it in the key of D, do it in the key of G, whatever. And just challenge yourself in that way. The more you do this, the better you'll get. It's very, very simple. But once it's acquired, you don't need to keep doing it. I don't really do this anymore. I don't use the metronome, really. Only if I happen to be playing a piece and it's something, a little bit challenging, I'll just put the metronome on, find my natural limit, and push it. That is literally it. It's such a quick concept to understand, but it doesn't matter how good you are, you can always use it. And considering most people are kind of beginners or, moderately okay intermediate players, I guess, most players who are watching the videos, you really, really should be doing this. Major scales, primary chord types, arpeggios, both hands, chord progressions, and then anything you're working on in your own repertoire. Just slow it down, do it slowly, and push the limit, push the limit, push the limit. Do it all with your eyes closed. There's something else to say. You're going to get very good. Oh, the technical exercise as well, the butterfly thing. You're going to get very good very quickly. And it's going to be an authentic progress as well. So there you go. As always, likes, comments, subscriptions are always welcome. Have a look at my video management website, Waterpianism Syllabus, that's Patreon, and all my playlists. Request welcome. And see you next video. All the best. Bye for now.